And so I just released like a tribute song that I made for him. And also now I'm working on a couple of other singles. In addition, I just released my fourth album. It was like last week, I think.
Wow.
So I've been like pretty much nonstop. And I guess the good thing is, I'm still getting consistently excited about every single thing I'm doing. So it's more just.
All right. We are recording. I have on MarC Freccero. He is a DJ, music producer, entrepreneur, athlete, and avid traveler. He lists his channel as his official YouTube channel. You find his music, DJ mixes, crazy adventures, business trips, gaming videos, and more. Marc says he loves making videos, and you'll find the most random collection of videos, all pertaining to different areas of his life on his channel. So Marc, thank you for coming on.
Oh yeah, I'd love to be here.
Definitely. I'm excited for this one today because your channel is one of the most unique ones I've seen. We talked about this a little bit before the call, but you were actually able to develop a following starting off with pretty much any topic you wanted. And now a lot of your topics are driven by what your audience asks for, which from my point of view seems like the ideal channel. I think that's awesome. So I always start with this question. What are you working on right now that you're most excited about? It can be with your channel or just outside of it, either one.
In terms of like what I'm most excited about, I think this is the good thing. And also I think this is the goal of any entrepreneur, anybody pursuing something creative is to be consistently excited about any new and upcoming product that still relates to the same thing. What I mean is that I guess I'm more excited about, or very excited about right now. I'm going to be posting a lot of videos. I post roughly a video a day. And I literally still get excited about every video I'm about to post, whether it's to film it, edit it, upload it, do SEO, keyword testing, all that kind of stuff. In addition, like you mentioned, I'm also a DJ music producer. And so I actually I think like an hour ago, released a song. It was actually a tribute that I did to Avicii, obviously because he passed away, a couple weeks ago. And so I just released like a tribute song that I made for him. And also now I'm working on a couple of other singles. In addition, I just released my fourth album. It was like last week, I think. Wow. So I've been like pretty much nonstop. And I guess the good thing is, I'm still getting consistently excited about every single thing I'm doing. So it's more just future projects and future endeavors.
Yeah. Wow. You have been a busy guy. I saw some of your music listed too. Yep. Maybe it was on your channel or an ad, but yeah, I think it started loading somewhere on your channel. I'm trying to think of where.
Yeah. So it's weird how, and that's one interesting thing about YouTube is that it's bizarre because obviously on my channel, I post not only obviously videos, but then I have like music and you've probably seen it before on YouTube. If you like type in a song, it's like a little spectrum that will dance with the song, if that makes sense. And so I have that, and it's interesting because obviously in the suggested for you videos, it can only be like one of my videos or vlog style videos, or it can just be like my actual tracks.
Yeah.
And because my artist name is actually just my last name, it's just Freccero, if you search Freccero on YouTube, it will give you either my channel or it will give you, oh, you're looking for Freccero the artist, here's like an automated almost radio station off his name. So it's kind of, I still haven't actually decided after all this time if that's a good thing or bad thing that they're so separate, but so far I found it like working pretty well for me. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
no, that is cool. That's what must have happened because like one of your tracks just loaded and I was like, oh yeah, this is stuff.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Nice. So, okay. So your channel, it talks about a huge range of topics. I think the thing that really got me where I was like, I have to talk to this guy was I saw that you had a Coachella packing list video and then an interview tips for the big 4 consulting firms. And I was like, that is the wildest spectrum.
Two most ops things. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're making it work. You have like about 10,000 followers now. And it's
roughly about that.
So how did you possibly make a channel like that? Like work? What was the thought process?
So I think the first thing I'd say to people is, and everyone's going to have a different approach. Like every YouTuber is probably going to have a different story when it comes to this. I will say that for me, what happened is originally, I guess I'll go way, way, way back because kind of segues into that. My first ever video was a parkour stunt reel. Like, way back in the day, I wanted to do like parkour and free running, and I still do it now, but I want to do it for stunts and movies, and I wanted to be an actor. And so I did like a show reel, and then after that, I got asked by a lot of people, because a lot of my training is bodyweight, and a lot of people said, like, hey, Marc, can you give me a bodyweight workout? I don't really like lifting weights. Can you give me like a bodyweight workout? So, I'll make a YouTube video to kind of make it easier. So if someone asks me, I'll just send them the link. That way, I can hit a huge market. That video ended up getting, I think before I deleted it, because in hindsight, it wasn't the best video, but maybe around like 20,000 views or something. So since then, I started making fitness videos. And then in 2014, now kind of jumping a little bit, I did a cross-country tour for my first debut album where I produced 10 songs with 10 major cities in the United States.
Oh, wow.
And as a result, I started making videos basically about everything I was doing. Here's a cool food I'm eating. Here's a DJing tutorial. So kind of anything that I thought would bring value to people, not necessarily about one specific niche, but things that are going on in my life. And then from that, then I started making more and more videos. I started to get, really into it. Also, YouTube itself is like a bit of an addiction, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I started making more videos about anything that I thought might be helpful for other people. And I think in the beginning, it was hard to get subscribers because obviously I do a video like, okay, here's how to make your track sound better. And then I would do a video about, okay, here's how to do a backflip, right? So like completely opposite topics. But then I think as time evolved on, my subscribers kind of got used to like, okay, I'm probably going to like this video, but not like this video. This one might be interesting. And I think over time, it just gotten more used to my subscribers that they're used to that my topics are like all over the place. Like you mentioned, I just recently did videos about Coachella parties, and obviously Coachella weekend one's always insane. Yeah. So I had like recap videos of all the parties I was at. And then obviously, literally, I think the day after Coachella when I got back, did like you said, like an accounting video. So basically any videos that I think people would find interesting or helpful or bring value to them is basically what I do. And I feel like I don't really have a niche, as more the niche is just anything that I think will be useful to people and interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's super all over the place though.
No, that totally makes sense. So are you still a full-time consultant now, or are you?
No, so I worked at the Big Four. I started there in 2011, I think it was. Yeah, I started there as an intern in 2011. I quit in 2012. From then on, I put everything I had into basically electronic music and DJing.
Yeah.
Then in 2014, that's when really I started to do like YouTube a little bit on the side. Yeah. And then after that, basically then as time evolved on, now I kind of basically do both equally.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, okay, you said your channel has evolved a little bit over time. What has changed, I guess? Was there an idea that you started with and it evolved into what you have? Or how did you, what has been the change from beginning your channel to now?
I'd say the biggest change for me is, I'll give you the story and then obviously kind of segue into the question. So I used to be like a Lyft and Uber driver. When I was pursuing music, it was like a great way to make some side cash. And I did one video, and sometimes that's all it takes. I did one video called the 10 Things I Wish I Knew About Lyft and Uber Before Driving for Them. Mm-hmm. That video, I think at this point, it's almost at 900,000 views. So it's probably going to be my first video that's going to crack over 1 million views just for one video.
Oh, wow.
And I never imagined that video would blow up ever. Like, I just was like, oh, you know what? Like, a lot of my friends ask about Lyft and Uber. I have a huge philosophy that if a lot of my friends or a lot of my subscribers ask me a question, it's probably a good idea for a video. Mm-hmm. So I did a video about Lyft and Uber. That video blew up. I started to get a ton of Lyft and Uber drivers following my channel. So I started to do more Lyft and Uber videos. So I see my first big following, my first big change came from Lyft and Uber. And I think what that showed me is that, especially for something like YouTube, a lot of times it's really finding the video niches that have not really been talked about yet and presenting them in a very enthusiastic way. Because every Lyft and Uber video that I saw before that was either somebody just trying to get someone to sign up through their code, like an affiliate link, or the person was not good of a speaker, it's kind of a bit boring. So I was like, okay, what if I give a very enthusiastic, straight to the point video about Lyft and Uber? That obviously, like I said, that gave me a bunch of subscribers. And since then, started making more and more videos, basically trying to find those niches that I think are not really just have like a lot of content yet, and especially presented in a good way. And that's also, you mentioned with the accounting video, that was another big change that happened for me. I did a video, similar title, where it was 7 Things I Wish I Knew Before Working at the Big Four. That video, I think, just cracked over 100,000 views.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of the comments said, like, hey, Mark, I appreciate you in this video because I either get a video saying that the Big Four sucks and you shouldn't work there, or I get a video saying that it's kind of boring and dry about how the Big Four is useful. And your video is kind of a good in the middle where you talk about the good, the bad, and do it, in a hopefully vibrant way. You know what I mean? And so I think the biggest changes that I've noticed for my channel have been really discovering those big niches. And even if there is a lot of content about them already, trying to figure out how can you bring out a video, whether it's your personality, the content, the editing style, the production style, that can really make it something more unique compared to what's already out there.
Yeah, I like that one because that's something I feel like everyone can use. Because even if you have a targeted, single topic, there's always going to be related topics that are underrepresented, I guess, on YouTube. So how did you find that one? Like, were you just doing keyword research with some tool, or did you just noticed that there weren't that many of those type of videos?
So the weird thing about all like when it comes to YouTube videos, because I get asked, and this kind of like relates to you know, how I can think of so many different ideas for YouTube videos. I feel like thinking of ideas for YouTube videos itself is a skill in addition to filming and all that kind of stuff. And literally, I'll be walking down the street and an idea will pop in my head. Like I literally have like thousands of ideas for YouTube videos. And so the accounting one specifically, that just popped in my head one day randomly. I was just doing something and I was like, I wonder if I've edited a video about the Big Four, because the Big Four gets an astronomical amount of traffic in terms of searching. What if I did a really informative video about the Big Four? And obviously sometimes you can do all this keyword testing and everything, and you make that video and it doesn't go anywhere. Other times you do zero of that and the video blows up. That was the case with the Big Four, where I never expected people to watch it. I'd be like, oh, maybe it'll help out 5 or 10 people. I don't really know. In that video, you know, now I have a lot of subscribers subscribed to my channel from accounting, so I'm really getting subscribers from all over the place. And so, yeah, I think the truth is, like, you really just never know when people are going to come about and when people are going to subscribe. And so overall, I just basically make videos about anything and everything. A lot of them pop in my head. And obviously, like, you know, we said before the call, at this point now, a lot of my video ideas also come from my subscribers and all the comments that I read. And that helps out a lot too.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that would be a really awesome point for all the, you know, for any channel that can get to the point where your subscribers are telling you what they would like to see. I feel like that's a huge milestone.
That's like the most important. Yeah. Like by a long shot. I mean, I kind of call it, and I kind of look at almost like a graph where in the beginning, all the videos I do about, like, you know, 100% of my videos basically are all about what I want to do. And then as time has moved on, it almost moved and shifted where 10% of the videos about things that I think I like or I think are interesting. 90% now probably are about comments, messages, DMs, all that kind of stuff that I get from subscribers. You know, and it works out well.
Yeah. No, that's super awesome. So you started YouTube in 2013, 2014?
It was actually, I started doing it way back when. I think, what was it? 2011 was the first time I posted a video. That was the parkour showreel video. And then I started actively doing it where I was like, I would say, for lack of a better word, aggressive about doing it, where I was posting a video today, was in 2016 is when I really like ramped up my just content, uploading times, all that kind of stuff.
Nice. Yeah. So do you have, this is the one that I think is challenging, is YouTube has gotten so much more competitive in the last probably like 2 years.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Do you have any advice you think would work for people that are trying to get started, or people that want to do a channel like yours where it's, you know, like their own?
Assuming, so if they're starting like from scratch?
Yeah.
The best advice I have, honestly, is there's a couple things I'd say. I'd say one, and this kind of comes from like Tim Ferriss, but is to scratch your own itch. So to make videos about things that you are really interested in, things that you know a lot about. The second thing I'd say is, if you really want to take it seriously, like let's say your goal is to be like a YouTuber, because that's like a thing now, is to post, I would suggest daily. I'd say literally look at it as like a hustle where every single day you want to post at least one video. If you are into really, really, really high quality content videos, maybe like a video a week, but basically have something where it's consistent uploading. And I'd say the third thing is to always ask yourself, why would someone want to watch your video? And this is super important, is that I always say to myself when I upload a video, okay, and I say it like this aggressively to myself, say, okay, why the hell would someone sit there 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever minutes and watch my video? Like, what are they getting out of it? Am I funny? Am I interesting? Am I teaching them something? Am I saving them time on a specific topic? You know, what are they getting from? Because if you think about it, most people watching videos are not going to know you. You know, obviously your subscribers will, but most people, they just search something on YouTube and they see it. So especially for like vlog style videos, like let's say someone wants to be like the next Logan Paul, you have to look at it from the perspective that one good thing about vlog style videos is incorporating things that you don't have to know the person to gain value from it. For example, you know, I'm going to Denver this weekend, and if I post a video like, oh, I'm doing this, this, and this, and that was the title, who cares, right? Who cares? Unless you subscribe to me, why would you watch that video? But if I call the video and edit it in such a way that's like, oh, I'm going to Denver for the weekend. Now, even if you don't know me, but you want to visit Denver, maybe you might watch it because you can see what Denver's like. You can see if you can vicariously live through that video. So I think the biggest thing I think above anything is to really just ask yourself, why would someone want to watch your video? And if you can't answer that, to kind of go back to the drawing board and kind of reconsider whether it's the scripting, the editing, or basically whatever it is.
So kind of just keeping that in mind throughout the whole content creation and production and editing
100%.
process.
Yeah, 100%, I'd say.
That makes sense, definitely. Okay, so talked a little bit about you had an internship with one of the big four accounting firms. What other professional experiences have you had? Have any of them benefited the work you do now as a content creator and artist?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say, honestly, everything I've done is kind of attributed some way. I bounced around a lot between a lot of different industries. I originally started with, I actually did sales for Cutco, like the knife selling thing.
Yeah.
First, and that's when I first fell in love with business, actually. Like, I was huge into sales. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And then somehow when I was in college, somehow got an accounting degree. Somehow that's like, I don't know how, I just somehow just ended up getting one. Worked at the Big Four, quit the Big Four, got licensed in real estate, did real estate for a little bit. Ended up leaving that, I ended up working at a company that helped out Microsoft. So I ended up doing I was a sales manager for Microsoft for all their sales programs around the country when they were doing a huge push for the Surface, I think is what it was called. And after that, I ended up being the lead promotional manager at North Face in like the Boston division. So I helped out them with like a bunch of different promotional things. And basically all this time I was making music, and the business aspects always helped out. Like knowing accounting, knowing the way business works, knowing how to sell yourself. I mean, that's pretty much what it is online, when it comes to YouTube. Because obviously SEO is an art, not a science. And so no matter how much you know about keyword testing or SEO, you're still doing it for humans, and it's all about human interaction and how someone's going to digest your content. And so every single thing that I did really did help me with YouTube, and especially with music too. Obviously there's a lot of, as you can imagine, psychology that goes into music, and it's just interesting. Like every single little thing I did really did help out what I'm doing now. And especially too in terms of making content, I have a lot of experience in different industries that allows me to make more diverse content, like we talked about. And that allows, my subscribers at least to be interested in basically get involved with a bunch of different topics based on what I'm doing videos about.
Okay. And you mentioned, how that kind of plays into your DJing career. I was kind of wondering about that. Which do you consider your main career now, or versus your side hustle, your DJing or your content creation? And then how do those play off each other?
It's tough to say. I think in the beginning it was all about DJing and making music. Yeah. Now it's hard because I get asked a lot, especially by friends and family. I say it's about 50-50, honestly. I don't know if I could give it to either one, because I equally love performing and making music just as much as I, love making videos and posting them on YouTube. And in a really, really good way, they both kind of tie into each other, obviously. I post obviously my music on my YouTube channel, like I was saying. And in addition to, I also have like videos about random things. And it's cool because I've had a lot of my subscribers say, hey, Marc, I subscribe to you for your accounting videos. I know you make music. I checked out your music. I really like it. That's awesome. Or people say subscribe to me just for my music. And they're like, oh, like I actually like your videos that you did about X, Y, and Z. That's really informative, or something like that. And so it's cool that although they're a little bit different in some ways, there's a lot of crossover that allows it to kind of work well together.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it seems like, especially since a lot of the DJing stuff, you can document a lot of that creation process.
Yeah.
It seems like it provides a lot of good material to work with for your content.
For sure.
So, okay. So you started off a number of years ago. Or were there any, really important books or blogs or mentors or resources you used or that you'd recommend to other people who are trying to get started with, starting their own entrepreneurial endeavor or content creation project on YouTube?
I'd say, let me think. There's a couple that come to mind. I think the first one, I suggest every entrepreneur should read 4 Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. I think that's just a good start into entrepreneurship, because if you're doing YouTube, you should look at yourself as an entrepreneur or business owner who does YouTube, not the other way around. And I think once you start looking at YouTube as a business, that's your self business, and it's your baby, so to speak, you start to look at things a lot more, I think, creatively and also smartly when it comes to business. And I think that 4 Hour Workweek is a huge component for that. I also would suggest checking out another entrepreneur named Gary Vaynerchuk. He's very smart with marketing, and I think that a lot of his content is 100% free. He's pretty much all over the place. He's on YouTube. He's on a podcast. Yeah, guy's a machine. And a lot of his marketing stuff is pretty much spot on. And so I think that for him, he's a good person to watch because he's not only spot on, but he's also like very like no bullshit. Here's the way it is, you know. And I think that makes it better if you're watching that as like it's a little motivational, little like informational as well. I'd say, yeah, I'd probably say those two sources are probably the best in terms of getting the foundation of business with Tim's 4-Hour Workweek book, and then Gary Vaynerchuk's like marketing stuff. I'd say we're probably especially now in this day and age are probably the best ways I think to start before going on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for that foundation of like what you can do to make a living. Yeah, I think those are good. Definitely good recommendations. In terms of other recommendations, you know, you mentioned that you got pretty into business.
Yep.
Especially starting with the sales and then just continuing up to the present. In terms of your online business, what channels, if any, do you think are underutilized by people?
In terms of like social media platforms or just in general?
Yeah, social media platforms or, you know, specific advertising channels on those platforms, like really any way to interact with audience or acquire customers that you think people, you know, like people online should use more, basically.
All right, the first that comes to mind, hands on the most underutilized, unappreciated is a site called answerthepublic.com. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's insane. So you type in anything, and so I could say like electronic music, for example.
Okay.
It will give you, I think, like the 20 or 30 most searched things on Google for any country you want. So obviously, like in this case, or the United States, and it will say who, what, why, when, how, where, et cetera, et cetera, and it'll give you the 20 most searched things. And that's been a huge tool for me for YouTube ideas because I'd like to type in electronic music and like say go on that site. Yeah, definitely check it out. Like, and then like say it says like who, it would be like who created electronic music, who, and then it will show you like the like type in any keyword you want. And if especially if you're on YouTube and you're like, okay, I really like, you know, fitness. What videos on fitness can I make about? And you're kind of like on the fence about what to do. This site is like the best because one, it's obviously a lot of great ideas, but two, these are the most actively searched things and allows you to literally, you know, that if you make a video about one of these topics, or even if you copy the name of the question word for word, you're going to get some hits. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think by launch of that site, like a lot of people don't know about it, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. So this is basically data visualizations. It's like a data visualization version of Google Trends, like where they visualize all the information instead of just like unusable graphs and keywords. Yeah,
exactly. It's like super like straight to the point. If you click, I think there's one that's like a circle, and there's a second that's like this the data. I usually do the data because it's easier to read. But yeah, I mean it's insane. Like, and you can do it for any topic. Like, it's nuts. Like, so by far, I'd say for any content creator, that's like the number one thing. I think the second, I think podcasting and voice is another big thing that I think a lot of people are not doing yet. I'm actually starting a podcast soon. And so I think that's another one that a lot of people are not going into yet. And I think they should be. I think even if you take YouTube videos and just put them on voice, for example, and then call that a podcast, like that's a really good idea too. And it's super easy to also convert video to audio. And then I think the next one that, even though it's obviously massive, but I think a lot of people are not using is Instagram, actually. I think the reason why I say Instagram is because you can connect with a lot of people on Instagram through like DMing and that kind of method. And in addition to, you can do a lot more unique things on Instagram that I don't think you can do on Facebook or Twitter. And I think a lot of people look at Instagram as like, oh, it's just, you know, fitness models or girls taking selfies or pictures of their food. But there are a lot of really useful aspects of Instagram that you can really use well. I mean, like for me, I actually did this for my last album. I'm going to be doing this more in the future. I was actually making a song, and on Instagram, you can do a poll on your story. So it lasts for 24 hours. Someone can vote on A or B. And I was working on a song. I said to my followers, okay, you know, I'm on a song. I'm in between these two drops or these two like choruses. Do you like option A or option B better? And I had two different options, and I have them actually vote on the thing, and whichever one was upvoted, I said, okay, you know what, I'm going to keep that actually. So it's kind of like working with them.
Yeah,
so it's a cool thing. I'm actually planning, I still haven't done this yet, but I'm planning on actually doing a song where it's all like a crowd collaboration on my Instagram polls for that track. I'm going to have two options for the intro, the melody, maybe the sounds in it, vocals, et cetera, and just say, okay, you know, this is 100% community collaborated. I'm not involved myself at all. A or B, whatever you guys like better, I'm sticking with that, and then kind of move until it's making a song. And so that's a really cool thing on Instagram that you can do that like it's, in my opinion, more difficult than other platforms. You know, you can really connect with people in very unique ways on Instagram compared to other social media just platforms out there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's so true. It's Instagram seems like the one most people use when they want to have immediate interaction,
Yeah.
or get something pretty quick. I know Snapchat's huge. I haven't used that as much as Instagram, but Instagram is
Yeah.
just, it's getting so huge for business, like with all their features now for like to
Yeah.
swipe up, and it's crazy, the linking.
It's insane. And the thing is, for me, honestly, a lot of people are like mad about the Snapchat update. I'm not as frustrated with it, but I think about Snapchat that I wasn't the biggest fan of compared to Instagram is on Instagram, I can do more targeted things where people can quote unquote stumble upon my Instagram, as opposed to Snapchat. It's a lot more random. Like most people on Snapchat are like, I'm going to follow celebrities I'm into and people. Like you have to know them before you kind of follow them on Snapchat.
Yeah.
On Instagram, it's like you could search any hashtag or search anything and you stumble upon someone's Instagram. You're like, oh, this is pretty cool. And bam, you start following. And I feel like that's a really good way of having that interaction on Instagram compared to Snapchat. Just for me personally, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm all about having people follow you who don't know you. I think that's like a really, really good mindset to have for anything you ever post. And so I think Instagram more attributes to that, especially hitting like the broader audience, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I know enough about Snapchat to comment too much on it, but Instagram does seem like just so powerful for finding things you're interested in and then following, like you said.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see here. So I just have a couple more questions.
Yeah.
The important one, I guess, is, you know, if someone else is thinking about starting either a business or just getting, you know, starting a personal brand on any social media, what advice would you give those people?
I'd say the number one thing, and this is actually something my entrepreneurial teacher taught me in college, and he said this, and it's like super simple. It's the most simple thing you could ever say, but I think it really holds true, is he said, all businesses do is help people at the end of it. And I think as simple as that is to say, and almost as cliche, I think that is the truth in the sense that if you're starting a business or a YouTube channel, or let's say you want to be an Instagram influencer, whatever, how is what you're doing help people? Because no matter what, whether it's a good business or let's say even a really bad business, they're still helping people in some way. You know, for example, if you look at anyone from, let's say, Dom Mazzetti, the YouTuber who does the funny fitness videos, people watch him to get entertainment and get some enjoyment. If you look at someone like let me think of another person, someone like Zen World, who's bigger in the electronic music and the DJ world, his videos are all tutorials about how to make your music sound better, like music production tutorials. And also you have all these other people in between. And so like I'd ask yourself, whether it's a company or a YouTube channel, how is your channel, your videos, your content, or your product, if you're making a company, going to help someone in some way? That's what I mentioned before. Obviously, Tim Ferriss's quote, you know, always try to scratch your own itch. And if you can't like right away say this is how it's helping somebody, I think that you're on the wrong path. You know what I mean? Like obviously making money, those things are super important, but in some way, shape, and form, the reason why you can make money is because you're going to help somebody in some way, and that's where the money comes from. And I think that's the kind of the lens that you should look at everything through, especially when starting a business.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. What value can you create for people?
Yeah.
The last one is just, is there anything that I didn't ask you that I should have, or that you'd like to tell people to check out or think about or anything?
No, I mean, I really like all the questions. I'd say, I did the one thing I'll say is like maybe like a closing thought. Not really a question, I guess a closing thought is, at this point, especially when it comes to like especially with something like YouTube, is just go out and start doing it. Because I've had so many people tell me they want to start doing YouTube. I'll just use YouTube specifically. I could even throw music into that too. Like they want to start something, and they're like, okay, well, I got to buy all this expensive equipment. I have to buy a new microphone, a new camera. The truth is, like, your iPhone, obviously, this is what I use to film all my videos. 100% comes from this. I literally have an iPhone 7 Plus, and I have a $15 tripod. That's it, you know. And sometimes my videos, and if you look at them, are not the best production quality. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, you know, I try to do what I can, but like my goal is the value is not in the production, the value is in the content. And if you have really good content, you're gonna do well on YouTube. And so I think the best thing I'd say to anybody, especially with a business or whatever, is I can't remember who said this quote, but it's like, jump off the cliff and build your net on the way down, as opposed to building it before you jump off. And that's what I'd say to anybody. Just start filming videos, just start making content. If you kind of wait too long or whatever, you're probably just never going to do it. So I just say, just literally hit record on your phone and then just go from there and just start doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. That is a trend. I've heard that advice a lot now. That is a good one.
It's huge. I mean, like my friend, he's a professional photographer. He's done it for like massive celebrities. And he even says that this time he's been at a photo shoot and he'll take like a photo with his iPhone, just a quick shot. And sometimes he says his iPhone picture will automatically, I don't know all the technical terms, but like correct all the color, the contrast and everything. And he says sometimes the iPhone photo can come out better than all these hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment and special lighting and everything. Like, it's amazing how good the camera is. And I think I wouldn't undervalue how amazing that device in your pocket is in terms of becoming like a successful entrepreneur.
Yeah. No, that's so true.
Yeah. Like big time. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.